Welcome, grade 4s, to WorksheetCloud.com's online lessons. It's me, Miss Nicole Frank, or Teacher Nicole, whatever you've come to know me as, and we are going to be doing an English home language lesson today. So, what do you need? Pencil or pen and a page, okay, because we're going to be doing a bit more practical activities in this lesson. Also, we're going to be doing something more creative. So please, I hope that you have your imagination open and your creative juices to be flowing, because we are going to be learning or reading some poetry. So, without wasting any more time, let's get to it. Grade 4s, if you have any questions about this lesson, please send us an email to grade4@worksheetcloud.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can after this lesson. Our lesson today is going to be on prefixes and suffixes, and we're going to learn how to identify them and what the properties of them are in this lesson. So I hope you are excited for that. In the introduction, I spoke to you about the fact that we are going to be doing something creative. And I can imagine some of you are out there trying to figure out, what are we going to do? But let me tell you, grade 4s, there's nothing more exciting than actually exploring your creative side. And the one thing about me is that I love writing. Okay. So in the previous lesson, when we did figures of speech in context, I wrote a poem about my dog Snowy, and that poem I wrote by myself. And I want to encourage you to be creative during this time. I know that you're all at home and you're trying to find things to do, but the best thing to do is to actually explore your talents. So if you can sing or dance or write poetry or write stories, please, I encourage your creativity. So because of that, we are going to be reading a little poem. And this little poem, grade 4s, I wrote especially for you. So no one's seen this poem before. You are the first group of children to ever see this poem. So I'm going to read it for you first, and then we can all read it together. And even though I can't see or hear you reading, I'm hoping that you are going to read it with me. Smile because you can. Smile because we're alive. Smile because you can wave your hand. Smile because we will survive. Jump around the room. Laugh out loud. Don't be filled with gloom. Stand up proud. So that, grade 4s, is a poem specially written for you. And now we're going to read it, and I'm going to read it again, and I'm hoping that you're going to read it with me. I want you to read it aloud and read it with passion, okay? And some creativity and imagination. So, smile because you can. Smile because we're alive. Smile because you can wave your hand. Smile because we will survive. Jump around the room. Laugh out loud. Don't be filled with gloom. Stand up proud. Well done, grade 4s. And I hope that this word of encouragement is going to stick with you. Please, please, please explore your talents and be creative. So, let me get out of your way now so that we can actually get into the lesson for today. And we're going to be looking at today's sentence, okay, like we normally do for our grade 4 lessons. We're going to be learning about prefixes and suffixes and how to identify prefixes and suffixes. And then we're going to do an activity together. So this is what our outline looks like for today, grade 4s. And you can just take a look over here to see what you can prepare yourself for. So, today's sentence. I'm going to put a sentence on the screen now, and I want you to look at the sentence and try and figure out what makes this sentence different from the ones we normally do in today's sentence. So I'm just going to place the sentence there now, and for a few seconds try and jot down or shout out anything that you can see that makes this sentence different from the ones we normally break up into parts of speech or tenses, etc. So I'm going to give you a clue, grade 4s. It has to do with the way the sentence starts. And as you can see, this sentence starts with a very special part of speech called the verb. And I'm going to draw a very ugly circle around the verb over here to show you and to give you the clue of how and when, what to think about when you are looking at the sentence. So that's the clue, grade 4s. Few more seconds to go. Right. The sentence, the first thing we're going to ask ourselves is, what sentence type is the sentence? Remember, in one of our previous lessons, we learned about sentence types. And we had 4 types of sentences. We had an exclamation, a command, a statement, and a question. And those different types of sentences had different purposes. The exclamation expressed feelings. Statement told us something. Question asks us something, and the command instructed us to do something. So, out of those 4, which one do you think which one of those would the sentence be? You are right, it is a command because it is telling us to do something. How do we know this? Well, I gave it to you in the very first clue I gave you about the sentence. It was because of the verb. And the verb that starts the sentence we call an imperative verb or a bossy verb because it's telling us what to do. Clean your room, stand still, keep quiet. All of those commands starts with verbs and they are known as imperative verbs. So for those of you that got this right, well done to you. So prefixes and suffixes, what are they? And while I get into them, I'm going to lift myself up here because I know that I'm going to get into your way if I stay down there. So what are they? So the first thing we're going to look at when we look at prefixes and suffixes is the root word, okay? Because the root word is the core of the word. And the root word for this word that we're going to look at is comfort. And like I said, the root word is the core of the word. So that word does not change. Then we're going to look at the prefix. And the prefix comes in the front of the word. It is added to the front of the word. So I'm adding an to the front of my word comfort. It comes before the root word. Then the suffix, which is able, comes after the root word. So again, this is my root word comfort. And if I had to say, comfort is basically sitting and knowing that you are quite fine on your own, right? But then comfortable describes the way you are. It becomes an adjective now because you are comfortable, the comfortable boy. You are sitting and you are comfortable. So that word now changes the meaning of the root word. And once I add the prefix and the word becomes uncomfortable, now the meaning takes a completely different idea because now instead of being comfortable or being snug and warm somewhere, now I'm uncomfortable and I'm definitely not happy. So as you can see, prefixes and suffixes changes the meaning of the words when they are added to them. So I'm going to repeat where they go before we go on to the next slide. A suffix comes at the end of the word, and the prefix comes at the front of the word. The root word does not change because it is the core of the word. However, the meaning of the word will change whenever you add suffixes or prefixes to your words. So, identifying suffixes and prefixes, or prefixes and suffixes. I'm going to put some words up on the screen now, grade 4, and I want you to underline or circle the prefix or suffix or both in those words. But I'm going to do the first two with you, and the others I'm going to give you a chance to do on your own. So the first one is unfriendly, and I'm going to get a different color pen out so that we can see how we are working there. So unfriendly. In the middle over here, I can see the core of my word, which is my root word, and I'm going to label it as R, which is friend. Then at the end over here, I can see that there has been a suffix added, and in the beginning, a prefix added. So my prefix is un, and I'm drawing a square or a rectangle around it, and my suffix is ly, and I'm going to try and draw a circle around it. And that is my suffix, okay? So I want you to do the same thing when you see the words come up. I want you to draw a square around the prefix, underline the root word, and draw a circle around the suffix. So the next one I'm going to do with you as well. As I can see, there's the word, my root word here is kind. Okay, so that's my root word. I don't have a prefix in this word, but I definitely have a suffix, which is ness. And I'm going to draw a very ugly circle around that one. And that is my suffix. So now grade 4 is I'm going to put the rest of the words up on the screen, and I want you to do these ones on your own. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. Right, dissatisfied. Okay, so I can see that my root word will be satisfy. Okay, but remember, satisfy normally ends with a Y. But what changes the sentence is the suffix, which is the ed over here, indicating, oh, I'm supposed to draw a circle, indicating that it's a past tense word. Okay, and then dis over here is my prefix, which is now telling me that my root word, which was satisfy, means that I was happy with something. I'm now dissatisfied. So that means I am not happy with something. So the meaning of the word completely changes once I have identified the prefix and the suffix. Non-toxic. This one seems to be pretty easy because my root word is toxic and my prefix is grade 4s. You see how I keep making mistakes because I said I'm going to draw a square or a rectangle around my prefix. So non would be my prefix. Then beautiful is easier. So this word has a suffix, and the root word would be beauty, which is normally with a Y, and full will be my suffix. Unhappy, this one is also quite easy because my prefix is right in front of me, which is un. Freedom, free is my root word, okay, and dumb is my suffix. So it changes the meaning of the word. Unbelievable. So believe would be my root word, and I have a suffix and a prefix in this word. So un is my prefix, which was added to the front of the word believe, and able is my suffix, which is at the end. So my prefix is un, able is my suffix. So there you have it, grade 4s. I hope you got all of them right by identifying the different prefixes and suffixes in these words. So, interesting facts about prefixes and suffixes. I thought this was quite nice to add into the lesson grade 4s. Okay, Sam, yeah? So I thought this is pretty interesting. The different prefixes and suffixes and what they actually mean when you add them to other words. And I'm in your way. Hopefully I won't get in your way now. Okay, so here are some popular meanings of popular prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes like edo, di, mal, ri. Okay, so edo means a, and if you add it to plane, it's an aeroplane. Di means to remove, which means, like for example, descend. Mal means bad, and if you add it to the root word function, you can say malfunction. Re means again, like in the word rewind. And then suffixes, able at the end of a word means able to, like reliable. Age or edge at the end of the words forms nouns like footage. You can see that the root word is foot and my suffix there would be age. Footage, okay? Full means compromising of. So beauty, when I add full to beauty, it becomes beautiful, which means that the person is compromising of beauty. And then ward or wards means in the direction of, like the word towards. So I just thought this is quite interesting, grade 4s, the different prefixes, and there's many more. There are many more, but I just thought that this is interesting so that you can see that they actually have meaning, these prefixes and suffixes. So grade 4, you can send any questions about this lesson to grade 4 at WorksheetCloud.com. An activity is provided for you after this lesson. And grade 4s, remember what I said at the very beginning of this lesson. Please try and explore your talents and your creativity during this time. Write some things down, and in our next lesson, we are going to be doing some more of that. So I hope you are excited for that, grade 4s. So from me, Miss Nicole Frank, or Teacher Nicole, or however you are used to calling me, I hope you enjoy this, and goodbye.